Well, hello. My name is Rick Farron, and this is a JW World News Brief. In March 2022, in Illinois, many remember, judge sentences two Jehovah's Witness elders to court supervision and community service for failing to report sexual child assault. Two Jehovah's Witness elders in Crystal Lake, Illinois, convicted of failing to report a child who was being sexually assaulted, have been sentenced to court supervision and community service. Pencava and Scott, those are the two elders in question. They were both Jehovah's Witness elders, and they were mandated reporters. Michael Pencava, 72 years old, and Colin Scott, 88, were both charged with one count of violating reporting provisions. Court documents allege that Pencava and Scott, who were reporters, as we say, mandated reporters, knew of a child who was being sexually assaulted and abused, but failed to report it. Hernandez Pentraza, 44 years old, of Crystal Lake, also one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Well, he was the one that was found guilty in October of 2019 of over a dozen sex crimes against this young Jehovah's Witness girl. Prosecutors said that Pentraza sexually assaulted the girl, who is now an adult, weekly and sometimes even daily for over 13 years, dating back all the way to 2005. Now, this case possibly prompted, I should say, the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services to order all Jehovah's Witnesses to understand their critical role in protecting children by recognizing and reporting child abuse. Now, just this week, there was a letter, and this is what I wanted to get to in our news brief here today. I wanted to get to this letter that was just sent out to the elders. All the elders in Illinois got this letter. It was just sent out on October 4th. So let me read you the letter. I think you'll understand more of what's taking place here. This is a letter that went to all the congregation elders in Illinois. For elders in Illinois, required mandatory reporter training. Illinois law requires ministers, elders, to attend state-provided training on reporting child abuse. The training is available online or in person. The Illinois Department of Children and Family Services and other educational service providers approved by the department provide the training. The training is to be repeated every 3 years. It consists of pre-training assessment to determine the reporter's pre-training knowledge, followed by 60 to 90 minutes of self-paced interactive training and a post-training assessment. At the conclusion of the training, the mandatory reporter must acknowledge that he understands his status as a reporter. He is also given a certificate of completion that must be retained until completion of the next mandatory training. So right there, the elders are going to have to go to school to become what they call a mandatory reporter. They are now going to be on the hook. They're going to have to do this every 3 years to get certified. The letter also goes on to say, in view of the legal requirements, we encourage congregation elders to take the online training program at their earliest convenience. You may take the course online or entering into the course with a web browser, an internet course you can take. So then also attached here is a questions and answers that the elders might have. And that's really the crux of what I wanted to get into. I wanted to get into this because this is just unbelievable what the Watchtower is doing to the elders. So after sending this letter out to all the elders that they have to go to this training school to be a reporter and understand about sexual child abuse and what it is. Now, here's some questions and answers. The question that would be asked here, and these elders are going to be asking this is elders basically to ask the Watchtower questions with this accompanying letter. It says, question, the introduction to the online course prompts me for personal information, such as my name, where I live, email address, etc. Now, would this result in providing the state of Illinois with a list of all congregation elders and some form of contact for them? So, if you're an elder in Illinois and you're saying, wow, is this going to put all of the elders in my congregation? Do I have to say who they are too? The answer is no. An elder need not say he is one of Jehovah's Witnesses or identify his congregation. Friends, the Watchtower does not have the elders back. They don't want you to say you're one of Jehovah's Witnesses. They don't want you to say anything about even identifying what congregation you're coming from. The second question that was put out here for the elders, for elders to get an answer on, the question is the course, that is the schooling that the elders have to take, it prompts me to identify myself as an employee of a certain agency or organization. How should I respond to this without giving the wrong impression about being employed clergy of Watchtower or Jehovah's Witnesses? Well, that's a question, right? The questionnaire, before they can be certified, is asking the elders to identify themselves as an employee or at least identify themselves in the organization that they're representing. But listen to what the Watchtower says. We recommend that you identify yourself as a religious volunteer and reply none to the question about an employer. So the Watchtower, they don't want to be connected with anything you say, brother elder. And I mean, really, I want you to take this to heart, what Watchtower is doing to you here. They don't have your back. They're going to leave you out hanging. Question number 3, should I send a copy of my certificate of completion to the branch office for its records, since the course directs me to give a written confirmation of completing the course to their supervising agency or employer? Well, that's interesting. The course, the schooling is saying to the elder or anyone that's going to be taking this course that upon completion, they must take a certificate of completion that they're given, and it's instructing them to send it to the supervising agency or employer. Now, the Watchtower is coming forth, and they're saying, well, wait a minute. Don't put us on the line here. Don't mention that we're the supervising agency. You're a volunteer. You're on your own. Man, I can't believe this, that the Watchtower is instructing their elders to do this. So it says here, you're on your own. All right. So don't go sending any certificates here that's yours. We don't want to hear about it. So what we have here, well, let me give you another question. Does the training program that the elders are now having to take in Illinois, does the training program actually supersede what is to be outlined in the Shepherd book? It says, please continue to follow the Shepherd book. Follow the Shepherd book. So even though they're going to be taking this training, and the state of Illinois is making it mandatory, they have to follow the Shepherd book. So I'm sure the Watchtower is going to give them deceitful information. And friends, I just have to say, this can be very, very difficult if you're an elder in Illinois right now. A Watchtower is not backing you up as an elder. Brothers, you are on your own. All your life, perhaps you reached out to become an elder. You gave Watchtower your time. You used to lead the group in the field service, shepherding calls, giving talks, casting judgment in judicial meetings. These are all the things that you did, basically working for the Watchtower. And now the Watchtower is saying, don't even mention that we're involved with you. The Watchtower elders, they want to control you, they want to dominate you, and now they want to disown you. They are saying you're merely a volunteer. If you are an elder, not only in Illinois, but anywhere in the United States, you are putting yourself at risk. You could lose everything: finances, property, family, and even a potential prison sentence by continuing to follow the Watchtower's deceptive instructions. The Watchtower does not have your back. Elders, listen to me carefully, please. Step down now before it's too late. Hey, why don't you join us Saturday night at 7 p.m. on the 6 Screens Telenetwork for JW World News? And why don't you hear what our callers have to say? They'll be calling in from all over the world, and this will be a big story. So we hope to see you all on JW World News this Saturday night at 7 p.m. right here on this YouTube channel. Thank you.